Lawyers for Harvard and the Trump administration are in a Boston federal court at this very hour. The administration froze more than $2 billion in grants and contracts, claiming Harvard failed to address anti-Semitism on its campus. The school denies that claim. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman has been following this battle, and she joins me now. Katrina, what are both sides arguing today?
So, Vlad, both of these sides are asking for what's called summary judgment, meaning that there's no dispute over material facts in the case, and they want the judge to rule in their favor. And Harvard specifically says that there is a timeline here, Vlad. They want a decision by September 3rd because they say when the government first issued a letter terminating federal grants, that began a clock of 120 days, and they're worried that once that money stops coming in completely, they will never get it back. And specifically what Harvard is saying is that it's in violation of the university's First Amendment rights for the government to be making these demands on them. Also, that the government is violating certain procedures under Title VI and the Administrative Procedure Act. Now, the Trump administration has a very different perspective here, Vlad. They say this case does not even belong in this Boston federal court. They say it's a contract dispute and that it should really go to a specialized court in Washington that deals with these sorts of monetary contract disputes.
So in the backdrop of all this, the White House and Harvard have been working on a deal that could end the dispute altogether. So what does President Trump want out of this deal, and how will today's hearing impact those talks?
Vlad, what the administration has been asking for from the beginning is for certain policies to be implemented at Harvard. For one, they say that there has not been enough that's been done about anti-Semitism on campus. Harvard says that they have taken a lot of measures in this direction, but the government is also asking for more oversight over hiring, over the viewpoints of students and faculty on campus, audits of departments. But what both sides are really hoping for today is that what happens in this hearing will create leverage for them in a settlement that they are trying to negotiate behind the scenes, Vlad.
All right, another major headline: 3 federal judges will decide if New Jersey's interim U.S. attorney, Alina Haba, can keep her job longer than what is allowed under the interim title. What do you know about that, Katrina?
So, Vlad, Alina Haba is someone who is very close to President Donald Trump. He appointed her in this interim position, and the story with that is that it lasts for 120 days. That expires tomorrow, so it can be extended by these state district court judges who are meeting, but there's been reporting that even Alina Haba thinks that her time in that office may be up, that last week she bid an emotional, preemptive goodbye. There has been reportedly a lot of discontent since she took on this position. Morale in that office is said to be extremely low. She got rid of the Civil Rights Division. There's been concern that she's been meeting with defense attorneys, setting up these private meetings, and also that some of the prosecutions that she's behind have been politically motivated. This is someone who actually defended President Donald Trump in some of his trials last year. I spent a lot of time in court with her at both the civil fraud trial and the E. Jean Carroll trial, where at one point, Vlad, she was actually schooled by the judge. He said that it wasn't evidence 101 in his courtroom, but it looks as though it is possible that her time in that office may be up, and we'll learn more after that meeting.
All right, Katrina Kaufman for us reporting this morning. Thank you, Katrina.
Thank you.